Hi, everyone. Happy St. Patrick's Day to those who celebrate. I see some friends are already celebrating in the chat. Hello, Bone Tire Travelers. Hello, Mariah, PMR Studio. Hi, Becky. Hello, Renee, Off the Wall Designs by Renee. Hope everybody's doing well. Don't have like a set agenda today. I am going to work on a couple of boxes that I've been covering with packaging paper to decorate. And then these are 3 mini canvases I forgot I purchased, these little tiny things, right? Hi, Darcy. Hi, Zal. How are you? Um, yeah, so these I collaged on them with some, this is basically it's a pup sheet that I put down over the canvas. And then I forgot I had these really cool bits of basically peeled paint from when I cleaned Becky's stencil. Yeah, I did, Mariah. I sure did. I when I cleaned Becky's stencil pop dots, I got the thick layer of paint that came off in chunks. So I saved it and I added it the to the canvases in 3 different spots. But let me do this here. Bring it up a little closer so you could see the detail. And these are cool because they've got a lot of texture. And what's funny is like this is the gold is the side that was actually stuck down to the stencil. So when it came off the stencil, this was the underside, and I was going to use the other side. It's more painty. Let me see if I can reach the extra bits here. So this is what I actually got, right? So this is the painty side that would be showing. And then when you flipped it over, it was gold. And when I saw that, I said, no, I gotta use the gold side. So I had a little collage fun with these. So very cool there. Leave those up there for a second. Hi, Martha. Yeah, it's a pop dot skin. It came off in chunks, so you can see here. And I put it on the deli paper so it wouldn't get stuck. But when you get these pieces, they dry out and they get very delicate. So you gotta sort of handle them with care because they become brittle. Let's see. So there you go. If you clean your stencils in the way that I demonstrated in my video of how to clean your stencil with Murphy's oil, um, if the layer of paint on your stencils are thick enough and you're gentle when you remove them from the water and start peeling away the paint, you might get some skins. Now, there is a full skin out there in PM Artist Studio land that I sent P a while ago that came off of one of my own designs. I think it was like one of the diamond ring stencils. So P has that. But yeah, so this is a great way to continue to use the paint that you've already used. So you don't, it's a good way to use your waste, is what I'm trying to say. Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. It is St. Patrick's Day. And over the weekend, they had the parade here in the big parade in Boston, which I don't really watch. I've never been to. Yeah, I grew up here. I've never been to because more often than not, they were like drunk fests and just wasn't my thing. But people dress up, they have fun, and good for them, but not my thing. Let's see here. Hello, Jackie. Hi, Lucy. 6 inches of snow here. Where's here, Martha? You have to remind me because I forget. Hi, Ingrid. Welcome. Okay. So I don't know if you remember from my last live stream, this was the plate I was using as a palette, the small 5x7. And it's pretty thick. And I was like, well, it's gonna be hard to take up. Now, both sides are really cool looking, and I thought I had the idea, well, maybe if I use like the gel medium, I might be able to get both sides. I don't know. So I put down gel medium on top of the paint. I put down my medical exam paper, and then I went over it with another layer of gel medium, and that's been drying since I think yesterday morning. So I'll pull that in a second. Yes, we have awesome UK viewers who regularly join us, and we love you for that. Hello, Linda. How are you? West Virginia. Oh, okay, cool. Wow, still getting snow. We got a ton of rain here yesterday, overnight, especially. And I know a lot of parts of the country have really obnoxious winds, and we have them here as well. So last night it was fun because it was trash night. So we put out our recycling bins and the regular trash bags. Um, and here in this town that I'm living in now, there's no trash barrels. We just put out the bags. I don't know. Anyway, but last night the wind and the rain was so strong that you could hear people's recycling bins going up and down the street. Like they were like racing up and down the street. It was pretty hysterical. On top of that, there was some awesome thunder. All right, Mariah, what are you talking about here? We used to go to one in Dallas. I'm assuming the parade. Actually rode in a parade car with Kinky Friedman. Kinky Friedman. He was an American singer, novelist, and politician. Passed away in 2024. Ah, muy interesante. Very cool. Well, the only connection to Irish, whatever that I have, is my Auntie Helen, who was married to my dad's brother, Pedro. So, and she was Irish, but she was born and raised in Boston, um, in a large Irish family. So that's how I know about anything Irish because of her. But that's the most Irish I have. All right, let's see here. Hello, Ro. You're working, so you'll be lurking. Okay. Don't work too hard. There you go. So that's what was on the plate, right? This was the backside. Still kind of cool. Hi, Lydia. How are you? So, I love it. This is like really thick. You can't tell, but it's like maybe it's thick. If you're just joining us, welcome, welcome. We're doing a St. Patty's Day live stream. Why not? Erin Go Bra and all that stuff. The water in my toilet, I dyed it green in celebration. Hi, Reba. These are mini collages I did on these little canvas doohickeys. And I was explaining earlier that these are uh, Pop Dot skins. So when I clean my stencil, Pop Dots by Becky, I got these big pieces of the skin, and I was able to save them on some deli paper, and so I used them on here. Yes, Ingrid, totally. If you have, it's a great way to do collage on the gel plate too. You can use your gel medium to do that. You stick down pieces and stuff. But yeah, you can pull a print with gel medium, definitely. Because basically, gel medium is it's basically an acrylic paint. It's acrylic, but without the pigment and all that fun stuff. So yeah. We have very windy snowstorm here from 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. Woke me up. My roof was creaking. Oh no. Hello, Paula. How are you? You didn't get the okay. I do love snow thunder. Love when that happens. Because it's like, the snow makes everything, the coating of snow makes everything really quiet, right? You go outside in the middle of the night when it's snowing, it's quiet. But then when the thunder rolls in, it's like a kind of like a muffled thunder, which is it's really cool. I like it. But I'm weird. Is Mariah near the power outlet? Why? Why are you asking that, Paula? This is a gel plate that had leftovers from the last live stream. So I just put some paint down and paper, pick it up just to clean off the plate. It is. There are. Have you been sending your fruit and veg, Paula? You can go on YouTube and find videos of thunder snow. That's pretty cool. Well, let's just say, Mariah and I have never required electrical outlets, so that that power is real. I don't know what that means. Uh, Now, the cool thing about the medical exam paper is it always leaves behind like cool cracks and stuff on the plate. She always got something fun there. Yeah, that was a bright yellow I used, huh? I like it though. Nice and cheery. All right, so what I've been doing, what I started doing. Thanks, Mariah. I needed that. Okay. Oh, you know what we didn't do? I still have this. This is from the long haul we did on the last live stream. So I've been saving it. So let's get some paint down on here and paper. So hopefully by the time we're finishing up. Yeah, I got the same one from Mariah, Paula. That's why I've been laughing. So we're gonna get a color on here. So hopefully by the end of the stream, I can pull it and we can all see the gloriousness of the long haul results. You guys, there's some great designs that'll be coming out soon from PM Artist Studio. Let's just say lots of great stuff. So let's get a color down. Do you guys, I'm going to take color suggestions from you all. Beautiful paper. Let me get some paper under here though, so we can see what's going on. And Graham, if you're watching in replay, thank you, thank you. He sent me some sketch paper, the Yasutomo, like I like. I love using this stuff. It doesn't work for some people apparently, but I honestly have never had a problem with it. The trick I know with this paper is there's two sides. There's a toothy side, and then there's a very smooth side. The smooth side is what I put down onto the plate to pull the print. So let me see. This way you can see better what's going on here. So far, I'm getting the turquoise and sky blue. Okay, okay. Renee says, I got the 3 grand boys this week for spring break. Oh, boy. They're fun, though, you know. If you can get them exhausted enough, that's the whole trick. Just get them pooped out, and then they're lovely when they're napping. Me and my nephew, I remember we used to sit and we'd watch he still does like animal shows, you know, and we would sit and we would watch the animal documentaries, and he would just totally chill out. He just went out for his school's baseball team, so he's excited. I don't know if he's got a position yet or not. I know they did like tryouts and stuff over the weekend. Any of the colors, guys? Any of the colors? You know, we can do an ombre if you want to. Can do that. Mud bogging. Okay. Educate me. What is mud bogging? I don't know what that is. The dioxazine purple. Well, we could do both. Like I said, you know, that is definitely a possibility. Um, oh, I did. Graham also sent me some of these Liquitex paints. These are heavy body acrylic, and they have it's like the basic color set. There's permanent, light permanent blue, or light blue permanent. There is yellow light, Hansa, vivid lime green, brilliant purple, magenta, and vivid red orange. Mm. Yes, Graham sent me some lovely, lovely happy mail. So big ups to Graham's. Now, what if we did this purple? Do you guys like this shade here? This is brilliant purple. Let's see what it looks like here. Very nice. Four wheeling in a side by side in the mud, like okay. That does sound like a lot of fun, actually. Um, Now turquoise. We belong together. I'm gonna lay down a couple of these turquoisey, aqua colors, and we'll pick from these. Let's see if there's anything else. Now, I do have the fluid acrylic in the turquoise, but I want to use something heavier because there's a lot of paint here I need to pick up, and I don't want to go thin with that paint, the pull color. This one here, you like that one? Wow, I didn't mean to line them up like that. That's kind of cool though. Now I do have, so I've got this purple, so we'll use that. So what if we do these two, and then we got one more that we can do. All right, metallic. Trying to keep my metallics separate so I know where they are all at once. All right, so I have purple. I've got this turquoise. I'm still looking at that picture, Paula, and it's I think I've seen it before. I think you've sent it to me before, and it's still pretty flippin' hilarious. Let me think here. What else do I have? What if one of the colors was parchment? Thanks, Renee. That's very kind of you. Thank you. Thank you. There's do a parchment or there's always the yellow ochre. There's like nothing in there. Well, I was trying to save the surprise, Paula. Try to get people excited about the next designs, but well, she let the she let the rooster out the bag. Oh, Paul, I love you. Did I hear yellow ochre? Yes, you did, girl. Look, I got right here. Yellow ochre. But so we're trying to figure out. We need one more color for this combo here, or do we go with the brighter yellow, the cad yellow? We don't have to do yellow at all. It's just, you know, a suggestion. Mars black. No. Red with the green and the aqua, with the purple and the aqua. I don't know how that's gonna look. Let's see here. Here's K at red. That kind of says ho 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 to me, not in a good way. Um, let's see. Hmm. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make this less difficult. I'm gonna stay with I'm gonna do the metallic in the middle and then purple on the other two sides. How about that? Executive decisions are being made. Yes, thanks, Mariah, for the reminder. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you want to chat with these lovely folks in the chat and you're unable to, it's because you're not subscribed. So make sure and do that whole subscribe thing and click on the all notifications bell so that you don't miss out when I go live, because I tend to do last minute lives because of my living situation. So when you click on all notifications, it'll let you know about all the time. All right, see here, we're needing some paint. This is quite thick. All right. Remember, smooth side down. And then, oh, I should use the bigger paper. I'm not going to worry about it right now. What I am going to do, though, so I don't lose these bits. Hi, Grayson. How are you, buddy? Let's not lose these edges. Yeah, I should use the larger paper. That is okay. We're not going to stress. Hope you're having fun with Grandma, Grayson. Grayson is one of Renee's grandsons, and he loves watching my videos and other art videos online. He makes his own really cool artwork. Oh, that's awesome, Grayson. I love that name, by the way. Very cool name. There's a good way to solve that problem. So we'll have a beautiful full piece, and then we'll have some great strips to work with. Look at that, Grayson. Check that out. Beautiful. All right. I've got this paint on the rare. I've got this that was left over, or something I was doing and that I just never finished. So I'm gonna put this down. Here, we'll pull this with some hammer pipe. Hi, Shannon. How are you? Happy St. Patrick's Day to you. Hope you're doing well. Hi, Zakatra. All right, let that go there. Oh, and okay, I don't know if you guys were watching the PM Artist Studio live stream yesterday, where Mariah was making, and she was using some of her sprays to dye her papers. So I was doing that the night before. From last week's, from the last live stream, which was Friday the 13th. These are tissue pulls from the long haul that I dyed with some of my sprays. All right. And these were from the previous long haul I did with Devon stencil. This one turned out pretty cool too. This is the one with it was bronze, and it was just bronze paint, and then I sprayed it with some purples on here. But what I wanted to show you was what I had suggested in the chat to Mariah was that she soak up the excess with the lighter weight hammer mill paper they've been using, which I've been using, and look at these really cool papers I got out of it. So basically, I sprayed the paper, right? It's all wet. And I got some water, get it all spread out, and it's all wet. And you take your paper, just lay it down on top, smooth it out, and you get these really cool, almost dendritic designs on the paper. So this was all transferred from dyeing these papers here. This one's really cool. There's a couple of different colors on here. And this one even got a transfer from the stencil design when I pressed it into the paper. So it's a good way of getting some extra painty papers. Love this one. See this really cool. Hi, Vanessa. Okay, Zal, awesome. So yeah, I got some extra painty papers here, and as a result of that. Is this the orange one you meant, Becky? Yeah, this one I used some walnut dye that I diluted with a little bit of water. And then I used, I think it was the coral spray, the distress spray coral. Hi, Carol. Welcome. And then and I did these two for Mariah because these are her colors. I know she loves these colors. Even from the back, it's so cool. It's quite yummy. And this one too. This one is subtle, but it's like so nice. And from the back, so you can see the different colors on here. It looks shiny on the camera, but there's no metallic on here unless it was already in the paint, which is possible. But I didn't spray anything metallic on these. Hi, Melanie. Welcome. You know what? I've been doing more lives lately. I find them just a little more fun, and I'm able to be a little freer, and sometimes editing a video can be a pain in the patootie. So um I've been having the opportunity to go live, and unfortunately it's like last minute scheduling things, but like I was saying earlier, if you go to my page and you click on notifications, make sure you click on all notifications so that you get notifications for any time I go live. Um, and hopefully YouTube is working on notifying people in the appropriate amount of time, which should be like right before the stream. But you know, they've been doing weird stuff over at the YouTubes. All right, so we did paint the papers. There you go. So I wanted to share that little tip with you. I'm sure I'm not original in that, but I've never seen anyone do it. So thought I'd share that with you. All right, so what we're working on. I was working on before you guys got here on this. You know what, Karen? You came in at the perfect time. Hello, Karen. Karen is slapping paint on paper. She's in the chat. Um, this is the box that you sent your Happy Mail in. I've cut off the flaps, and I've already started putting the paper on. So let me show you how I do that. And we can chit chat and play with some of this. I use just the regular Elmer's school glue to apply it, and I don't water it down. Um, and it's a safe, non-toxic, like it's a school glue. So if you want to do this with the kiddos, it's perfectly safe. East Texas, Tennessee, welcome, welcome. I spent some time in Tennessee back in the day. I lived in Memphis for a while, specifically Germantown. Never lived in Texas. I've lived in Atlanta. I've lived in Southern Florida, Queens, New York. Where else have I lived? uh, lived in many places in Boston. So you can apply your glue to the paper or just directly to the surface here. So to get there into the groove, into the little spot there, give the paper a little foldy and then come in and go over it with more of the glue. This is really fun to do while you're catching up on your videos or your favorite TV show, what have you, or movie. And then just flip it over and keep going. And this is a thinner paper, so it's going to wrinkle. The wrinkles really don't bother me at all. They're less noticeable once it starts to dry, but you can also use one of these things. It's catalytic wedge, I think it's called, something like that. Anyway, I call it a scraper, and I use it to smooth out the paper as much as possible. But it's going to wrinkle, and like all of us, we're going to wrinkle eventually. So you just got to deal with it. No Botox for this, that's for sure. I'm sure there's a way to make it lay flatter and something more technical, but this is just for storage, for my own personal use. So I'm not too worried about it. I do want to finish layering the paper on here. And I have one that's already dried. So I've got this box that's already dried. I can start to decorate that. And I think for that one, I want to combine book page and some gel prints. So we'll do that too. So let's see here if I can get this here. The angles are always tricky, but just go little by little. Folding in advance helps you out to get it in there into place, and then just smooth it out. Hopefully you can see what's going on here. Yeah. Usually I don't stop while I'm doing this. I just keep going and adding. But you can, if you feel like it's just too wet to handle, definitely take your blow dryer to it and give it a good going over and let it dry a little bit. So you can keep working and handling it without getting all gunked up, but no big deal. Hi, Kathy. Oh, I appreciate you coming in, even just to say hello. It's very sweet. Thank you. Okay, do something here. Welcome, everybody. If you're not chatting, that's okay. Don't mind if you linger and you lurk, whatever you want to call it, hanging out. Don't forget to hit the like button. Since it is the holiday of St. Patrick's Day, is anybody doing anything Special for it. Did you go to a parade? I know I was talking about earlier. Boston has had its annual Thanksgiving Day parade yesterday, I believe, in South Boston, where they always have it. Very nice. Okay. So see here, it's wrinkled up like that. I just take the scraper and just go over it, kind of. All right. Gonna keep going here. Everyone's chatting away, so I'm gonna keep just gluing here. That's funny, Melanie. Melanie says, my special thing I am doing is staying home so I don't pinch people. That's funny. Hi, Mo. Paula is making food, and she always makes good food. Irish stew and dumplings for dinner here, and some good Irish. Oh, I love a good Irish whiskey. I love a good Irish whiskey. I haven't had one in a very long time. Hi, Linda. How are you? Let me go back here. She has her green stockings on, and she's doing a jig. Oh, I love it. I can hear the floor pounding right now. Okay. I do have a green shirt on. See, look. In case you didn't know. In case you wanted to know. There is a great sketch on this past weekend's Saturday Night Live, um, where they do their take on the Irish jig, on the Irish dancing. Pretty funny. Well, tell Margarita I said hello, Carol. River dancing. No, you can't pinch me. I'm not Irish. Not Irish at all. Well, hello, Zippy. You know what? I was thinking about you earlier. I saw something with the word Zippy in it, and I said, "Oh my God, I haven't seen Zippy in a long time." How are you? Hi, Glenda. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Glad that you are here. Let me get this in here. Hi, Rhonda. Yeah, it's early. It's still early on the West Coast. Your husband used to love watching river dance. What does that indicate? Um, Nothing serious, I don't think. Lord of the Dance. Uh, I might be Flatley, but I ain't no Michael. How about that? That is. Hi, Graham. We're talking about you earlier. We used some of the paint you sent too. I used some of this purple and some of the sketch paper. Um, so this is just packaging, basically paper, um, that I'm using, and I cut it up into strips so that's more manageable. Woo, girl, in the ICU? That is not cool. I'm glad you're feeling better. And, you know, I can't say I know much about the diabetes, but it's a serious thing. So I'm happy that you're doing much better and that you can be here with us hanging out and doing some arty stuff. You know how I learned that, Kathy? When I used to do drywall with my dad when I was a kid. Um, and when you do the drywall in the corners, there's when you do the what do you call it? When the pieces meet up and you want to cover it, or if you're and they meet up in a corner, there's a paper you use to put down with the uh, plaster. Um, and so that's how I learned how to do that. Muddying the tape. Yes, that's it. Joining tape. Thank you. See, I knew y'all would know what that means. Hi, Adrian. How are ya? Welcome. Oh, that's right, Graham. How was your first day? Were you nervous? Graham just got a fabulous new job. We're so happy for him. Oh, that's good. You know what, Zippy? I don't believe that. I don't believe you're mean. There's a reason you're still here because we need your sassiness. Right? And vice versa, Kathy. Exactly. Yeah, there's a lot of things I learned growing up from my dad and my mom that translated very well into life. Are they filtering your messages? Yeah, we see you, Becky. Bye. Okay. Da-da-da-da-da. Huh. That's weird, Rhonda. Sorry. Could be just YouTube being silly, but I've taken off any restrictions really from chat. Like, it shouldn't really be blocking. I don't know yet, Graham. This one is gonna have to dry first, obviously, but I have another box that's already papered, and I'll pull out some prints and we can choose together. Yeah. It's just frustrating, Rhonda. I know how it is. It's aggravating. All right. Okay. Hmm. It should stay on live chat. That's so weird. Hmm. Double-sided sticky tape. And there are no dead turtles in this live stream either, Mo. Hashtag if you know, you know, Blue Peter. I know some things. I'm not British, but I know some things. So, what do you know about a dead turtle? Mo. I know stuff. I do. It's not always the most useful stuff, but I do know stuff. Uh, that's something about my brain that I love, that it retains a lot of stuff. I don't always know when I'm going to need it or use it, but it does retain stuff. So when I've got to dredge it back up, it's there. It is, Karen, you don't always need to know everything. That's something that took me a while to learn. I don't need to know everything. And most of the time, most people you talk to, like you go to a bar or something, you talk to people, they don't know nothing. And some people just talk just to talk or to hear themselves talk. I'm just like, what? Hush your mouth. Sometimes it's okay to just shut your mouth. Sal says, can I use acrylic paint with my photo polymer and rubber stamps, or does the paint work better with the phone? I think you can. I don't see why you shouldn't be able to. But I would do the same thing as you would do with the foam stamps, which is not allow the paint to dry um, on the surface of them. So, let me see here. Let's see here. Mo says Eddie does know about those, Paula. I've seen him with Percy throwers. Yeah. I don't know what that is. I'll have to Google it later. Yeah. I usually have a look on my face that says, "I am so tired of your mouth that I'm tuning out." And if you don't get it, then that's a you problem, not a me problem. Read the room, kids. Read the room. Glenda says, I use all stamps. Just wash them off right away. Oh, see? Well, there you go. Thank you, Glenda. Appreciate that. 'Cause I have used some silicone stamps with acrylic paint and it's worked fine. Um, so I would assume that, it's good with all of them. You sip that coffee, girl. I can see the look on your face from here, Karen. I can see it. This one's almost ready to just set and dry. And you see how much of this glue I go through, which is why I get this large thingamahoochie of it. And it's like $7 and change, almost $8 for that, which is really good. It's 32 ounces. So if someone does the math per ounce, I'm sure we'll discover it's a great deal, especially these days, because glue these days, adhesives are quite expensive. And I think they're going to get even more expensive considering current world events, let's say. It do, Mariah. Size does matter. And whoever tells you no is lying. Yeah. All right, Darcy, did you figure it out yet? Mariah says math is Darcy's department. That is true. But see, I don't see her as a math person. Like that, she's so like free spirited and just like chill. But takes all kinds, right? These I don't know yet, Paula. What I'm gonna do is stop. I can't tell what I know. I know, Zal. I know. But you know, like our lovely friend Karen says, we can't get all upset about stuff we can't immediately control, but we can um use our creative brains to figure out workarounds, right? Like I think that's the one thing about being a creative is that you you have that ability to go, okay, well, it's like when you're poor. You open your fridge, got a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and you got, okay, I need to eat. What can I make out of these, couple of things here? Um that are in my fridge and pantry. It's kind of that's what I'm talking about. Here we go. Wow, it's only been an hour. I feel like I've been on for like 4 hours. You guys make it fun, make time fly. Oh, I just glued the wrong side. Here we go. That's what I want. Go in here. Well, and Zal, not to go into it too much, but it's what they, quote unquote, want you to be. They want you to be unhappy. They want you to be angry. They want you to stay mad. They want you to be, so angry that you don't want to do this, or or you just give up on engaging civilly, like voting and stuff. Um, but and so that's what they want, and we cannot allow them, again, quote unquote, allow them to make us feel that way. um we cannot allow them to dictate how we feel, how we react. And this is why I think community is so important. Whatever community you can find is important. But you have to be a part of a community that is based in reality, right? We cannot be part of communities that um, want to keep their heads in the sand because it feels better, right? That's the other thing they want is they want you to turn away from what they're doing to us in our name. Um, but like with everything in life, whether it's food or booze or whatever, it's all about moderation. So when you are feeling overwhelmed by what's going on, yeah, it's okay to turn it off. It's okay to check out for a little bit, but just for a little bit. And but you got to keep in mind you have to pay attention to what they're doing to us so that when it's time to act, you're prepared, if that makes any sense. Hmm, I should get paid for these TED Talks, girl. All right, so this one's gonna dry. Yeah, you know, take a break, watch a concert. Um, oh, I watched a good concert the other day. Kelly Clarkson did a show at the um, Texas Rodeo. It's like this big to do that they have there. And she was their star performer this year. That girl can sing. Oh my God, she's amazing. And it was it was great. You sit back, listen and enjoy, and turn the music up loud. Sing along with it, dance with it, cry along with it if you have to. Sometimes a good cry is what you need to get things in perspective. Um Sometimes when you hold up all this stuff, it's like, oh, let it out. It's okay. It's okay. I don't care who you are, what sex you are, what religion you are, or if you're not of a religion, which is, you know, um, let out those emotions. Don't hold it in. Oh yeah, screaming into a pillow, that helps too. If you live near a forest, walk in the forest, just scream your head off. Although be careful because someone might think you're getting hurt and unnecessarily call the authorities. Hmm. Yeah. So I need papers now. You guys got me all excited, and now I got to get papers put on here. Okay. Here are some that I have rolled up. Right. Um, so let me see if there's anything in here that I think might be good to use. Oh, jeez. Reba says she'll take out into on the weeds in the garden. Boy, I can give them a beat. Give them a good yanking, right? All right, let's see what we have. So, yeah, this beautiful print here. Ooh, I love it. Yes, the Artie Scrolls. There's this guy. That's a big one. That one. There's this. Can do bits and pieces of that. And then there's these I did on black tissue. Okay. And there's this one here. This is the Celtic. Mariah, please get me a or Mo. The name on this is a set of masks from PM Artist Studio, the Celtic design. Hi, Yolande. Hi, Carla. Welcome, welcome. We're playing with our box. I'm looking for papers to cover our box in. I got more scrolls. Got more scrolls. Oh, and this one I did with Darcy stencil squared up. That would be cool with this one here. All right. Let's see. There's that one. This is from the Karen, from the McCoy mashup. It's this one here. Well, that's fun. Guess that would work with this one. So we could use these three. All right, I've made my decision. We're going to do that. Thank you, Mo. The Celtic Knot Mandala. Gosh. All right. And then this is altered pieces of my stencils video games. Oh, that's wonderful, Jackie. Jackie says she escapes dancing about to Stevie Nicks with her scarves and tambourine. That is awesome. I approve 100%. All right, so here's the question. Good way to go about this is let me just do some trimming of the white. But I mean, you know what? I'm not going to trim it off yet. I'm going to trim it off yet. So I think I'm going to do two sides at least with this. So here's what I like to do is I will take that, put the side of the box that I want to measure off, and I'll allow a little bit of fold over on, so like a little bit of fold over here, and same thing here. So we'll do a little bit of, how about that? And then I can cut two pieces in that same size, so I can do both of the long sides, and then we'll see what's left. Take care, Graham. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah, definitely go over to PM Artist Studios website for a good chuckle. And double points. The double points run, I believe, until the end of the day of the 23rd, if I'm remembering that correctly, but I'm sure some info will be dropped into the chat. Hi, Nancy. How are you? Hope you're feeling better. Till the 23rd. Okay, that's what I thought. See, I do remember some things, I remember a few things here and there. Thank you, Mo. Mo is the best. Drop that info there. And I got to get those nested circle stamps. There's some new foam stamps that they just put out based on their nested circles design, but they're 4 smaller ones. And they're so cool looking. Mariah used them during her live stream yesterday. So yeah, check that out. Thanks, Yolande. Yeah, I think I did that one on a live, if I remember correctly. So definitely, there should be video of that. This is Darcy's squared up stencil. One of my favorite Darcy designs. All right, so I'm just going to glue up that side. First, we'll get this surface done first, and then we'll worry about the corners and edges. There's 4 big ones coming too. You guys treat us so good. Thanks, Brad and Mariah and P. They always have great, awesome, fun stuff for us to play with. And then I just use my hand, go over and smooth it out. And see, that's why I don't stress out about the wrinkles that are left behind after you apply the packaging with your glue. Because if you're going to cover it up with a print, you're not going to see it. Okay, so. All right. So for the edges and stuff, let me work on the bottom. I'll start with the bottom part and just come in with a little bit of glue there. Thanks for everyone who's joining us, who's been hanging out. And if you need a reminder, just don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. If you can't chat, it's because you're not subscribed. So if you want to chat with these awesome folks here, please hit that subscribe button. And within a few minutes, you'll be able to chat along. All right, so you see what I did there? Make sure it's nice and flat, burnished it a little bit using my fingers. And then using that corner as a guide, I just went in and cut that down. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and trim this up here. It's not a lot to fold over, so I'm just going to trim that off. Just get in the way. That'll just get in the way. All right, I'm going to glue the little tabby part down first. Obviously, you want to hide that beneath a larger piece. Hi, Dana. Welcome. It's chilly here today. Did you do another puppy short, Karen? I'll have to check that out. Those puppies are adorable. If you didn't know, Karen breeds Rottweilers, and her baby Sienna is the mama Sienna. I think that's right. Had some pups. Um, they are adorable. Sienna Grace. There we go. Now I have a good friend from well, we met when she went to school in Boston, and oh, I can't tell you. I think she lives in Alabama now. She's from Arkansas. She's from Little Rock. Um, First time I went to Little Rock with her to her parents' house, her dad met us at the front door with a gun and a towel wrapped around his waist. Just Arkansas, Little Rock. Just gonna leave that there. um, because we surprised him and his wife. They didn't know we were driving down from Boston, and so they were a little surprised. But what a greeting! Anyway, she has a dog and she named her dog Gracie Lou Freebush. Now, if you know what that reference is, then I love you even more. All right, so there we go. That's one side done. Easy peasy. And this is printed on the Yasutomo rice paper, so it's got a nice, it's not too thin, not too thick, just right. So let's do this side here. Yes, Lucy. Yep. And that date's coming up. It's like, what's the perfect date? What's your perfect date? I think she's something like April or something, whatever. And she says, April 25th. Yes. Yes. Where are my Gen Xers at? Yes. Oh, that poor girl. Dumber than a box of hairspray. It's such a good movie. That's one of those movies you can watch over and over. It doesn't get old. Sandra Bullock is just flipping hilarious in that. Hi, Utah. How are you? I hope you're well. I've been loving your nature photos. Hi, Penka. How are you? The other Sandra Bullock movie that I love is was filmed in Boston called The Heat. With her and Melissa McCarthy. Now that was a good movie. I can't quote stuff from that because I get marks on my YouTubes. Carla says that's plum party. Well, Carla, that's how we do it over here. Eddie makes art. We make art and make it pretty. It's such a good movie, right? Very, very funny. Yeah, it's fun to watch that movie because it's filmed in my town, my hometown. Yeah, Melissa McCarthy. Like, I don't know if you've seen her latest ad campaign. I think it's for Elf makeup, beauty products, whatever. They train her and dress her up to be um a telenovela superstar. My God, too funny, too funny. What is the movie where Melissa McCarthy plays a parent and she comes into the um parent teacher meeting with another set of parents and she just goes off on the principal, and like it's a lot of dirty words, dirty birdie words, but it's so good. She's all of us. She says what we want to. That's another great way to relieve the stress of what's going on around us is put on something funny, watch some comedy, laugh till you cry. So I'm gonna probably end my live stream at 1 o'clock my time, which is about another half hour. But we'll see how I'm feeling. 'Cause I do need to eat. I had something for breakfast and some coffee. But growing boy needs his food. Yep. I watch Mock the Week. I love my Mock the Week. It's a British panel show with comedians, and they were canceled by the BBC, and then they were off the air for about 4 years, and then they just recently came back on a different network. TLC picked them up, so they're doing new shows over there, and I get them on the YouTubes. The same night they air in the UK, I get them here in the States, and oh my god, it's they're so funny. It's like a they talk about current events, whatever, and it's and they do satire, and it's really good. Which movie? Oh, I don't know. Melissa McCarthy. Let me look up her IMDb, and I can probably tell right away what um movie it is. I think it's Allison Janney who plays the principal. Here we go. The principal's office. This is 40 is the name of the movie. This is 40. And it's 40. No, not 70. 40. Stars Paul Rudd and Leslie Mann. And it's available to rent on Amazon Prime. Yeah. So she goes on a filthy tirade against the principal. And is the principal, let me see. Yeah. Who was in that movie? I could be wrong about who plays the principal. I'm not sure. I'm looking here at the page. Look at I'm all over the place today. Sorry, guys. Anyway, yeah, definitely a good movie to get all your laughs out. Let me go back. I missed some things here. Chat. Identity Thief. Yes, that was a good movie. Linda says, Eddie, you've given me a way to cover my HP ink boxes because I'm going to reuse them more. Yes, I've done that before as well. Those are great little boxes. I have some that I've saved up. Don't even know where they are. They're in a box somewhere. All right, so we got 2 sides done, despite our yapping about. So for there, maybe I can just do one end with this piece here. Okay, Yolande. Um, Saver boxes. Here. So yeah, I eyeball this really. It's okay to eyeball it, especially if you're just going to use these for your own storage. Doesn't have to be, FP. Get one side on, and then we'll see where we need to go. And if you're just joining us or you not sure things that I'm using, this is Elmer's school glue. There's that. And then there is no water added, it's just a straight glue. These are boxes I've covered with packaging, pieces of packaging to build them up and just make them a little bit stronger. Okay. Hello, Karen's granddaughter. Hope you're having fun with grandma with your spring break. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Mo. Yeah, there's a video of the tin cans that you can watch. Very easy to do. I covered them with tissue paper, gel prints on tissue paper, so that because my cans weren't smooth, they have the ridges. So I used tissue paper, so you can easily get into the grooves, with the tissue as opposed to regular paper. And you can layer it too, so that you can you can it's not so thick, so you can layer it. That's what I'm trying to say. Words are hard, man. Okay. And I know I saw Rhonda say something. Oh, she wanted to. Yeah, Rhonda says she likes to build in dividers and boxes sometimes to corral the stuff. Yes. All right. Take care, Vanessa. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. All right. So 3 sides, not bad. 3 sides done. And I can definitely come back and go over this with a hot Mod Podge. I said Hot Podge, Mod Podge, or or a acrylic medium to kind of seal it down. So it's definitely something that can be done. So let's see here. This and now I wonder, yeah, that's going to fit in there pretty well. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put this in here. And there's going to be an end here that doesn't have a lot, but as far as measuring and cutting, this would be the easiest way to go. I'm going to do that, and then I can use the rest of it to patch in the edges that I've missed. Hi, Jonna. How are you? Welcome, welcome. That's funny, Carl. That's when you know you're good friends. You're meant to be friends. Right. I've been on a box covering kick lately. It's very therapeutic for me to just glue stuff down and put, paper down. Like for some people, fussy cutting is very therapeutic for them. I like gluing stuff. Remember, got that gel print pull of the long haul from the last live stream. And scrape down. And I can glue for a long time because this is non-toxic glue. There's no funny smells or anything like that. It's just good. Because, I'm not trying to get a contact high off my craft supplies. That's just not cool. I'm going to cut 2 pieces of this, and that can fit in there. Trim this up. I agree, Jonna. They really do. And it's a great way a good way to use your gel prints. 'Cause I'm always being asked, how do you use all your gel prints? And this is a great way to use them. Just gonna glue it in the right spot, Eddie. There we go. Get your fingers in there. It's the best tools Mother Nature gave you. Your phalanges. Mr. By Mile. See, look at that. That's like Mariah Seamless. When she patches stuff up with her scraps and bits. That's that Mariah skill right there. You can't see the seam whatsoever. I want to get over here. Just to do some of this. Hi, Sherry. How are you? well, thanks, Carla. Carla made a lantern with some gel prints. And if you're in Makers, you can see her post about it. And she's gonna do a new one, so look out for that. If you don't know what Makers is, oh, excuse me one moment. Hello. Hello. Hi, how are you? Yeah, I can take it. Yes, that's fine. Okay. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye. There's a delivery lady at the door. Nothing for me, but it's for someone in the house, and there's a lot of porch pirates in the neighborhood, so I just had to grab that so that doesn't get stolen. All right, so that's good, right? So we got there, and now will this piece, oh, that's perfect. So this piece will fit perfectly in here. Just gotta trim off some of that there. Perfect. Look at that. Hello, Crystal. How are you? That is Chi-Town. Welcome. Dang it. Okay. So then this one is on, I believe, this medical exam paper. No, this is Carnival Wet Strength, so that's pretty good. I'm gonna out of the way there. Now I did say I was going to cover some up with. I wanted to use some book page because I all book page up there. Just grab some of that book page, and I'm going to do the insides with the book page. How about that? Yeah, I got all sorts of book page here, so I'm gonna say bye. Oh, take care. No green beer for me, thank you. It's never appealed to me. Oh, I cut it too short. Well, that's okay. Add more. Patch it in, huh? Oh, no, no, no. That's I don't get involved with that sort of thing, Carla. That's too much. Too much. Before that dries, I'm gonna trim. Best I can. And remember, this is not for sale. This is not for, a showroom. This is just for me. So I'm not worried about, getting it FP. Just doing the best I can with what I got. There we go. That's good enough. I need a strip of something here, but I'll wait till that side dries. Yeah, exactly. If it makes you happy, then you're good. Where that? We'll do some. Oh, that's got painted stuff on. I don't want to use that. It's thick. So that's more of the other stuff. If not. Here, let's just start gluing some of these pieces that are already cut up. Hi, Rosemary. Awesome. Oh, awesome. Back change my gown. Hope it's just some routine thing, Crystal, that you're going in for. Carla, remind me never to move in next to you. Carla, do you bleach people's things too? Is that you? Are you that neighbor? Remember, Crystal, the opening of the gown goes to the back. Don't try to be flashing nobody. Nobody wants to see all that. Unless you want to show it, that's your prerogative, but I'm saying. I'm just teasing you, Carla. Thank you, Renee. There we go. Give me some of that. And this is like about some of the older book pages. It's easy to fold and tear. It's delicate. I'm gonna need a little bit more glue here. I'm just saying, Carla, you'd be an interesting neighbor for sure. I wouldn't want to make you mad. Just- but you know my hearing. What did you say? Do I want to buy some watches? Oh, awesome, Renee. Thanks, Grayson. Um, yeah, Carla had mentioned in a different live stream, I don't know if it was this one or not, where she went to New York City, and she's a country girl. Her and her girl, they went up to New York City. Some nicely dressed fellas outside the church said, "Hey, you righteous?" And they turned around and said, "Damn right, we're righteous." Turns out they were asking if they wanted to buy they wanted to buy watches. Oh God, Carla, that's like one of the best stories I've heard in a long time. That's for sure. Jesus. Of course we're righteous. Damn right. Carla was ready to throw down some fists. Oh my goodness. uh, you know what though? It's best to be on guard. On your guard. Oh, it's too much. A little bit off. All right, take care, Crystal. It's good to see you. Oh God. I'm thinking about the guys trying to sell you the watches, listening to you rant about your righteousness, going, "What the hell is this woman talking about? She crazy." Oh man. So my first when I moved to New York City for a little bit, I was on the train heading back to Queens, and it was really late at night. Um and there were maybe like five people on the train, and New York, like the trains they're big. So there weren't a lot of people on there, and I'm by myself, and I'm just whatever doing my thing. I'm used to being in the big city on a train. I grew up in a city, doesn't bother me. But this fool decided that he was going to try to intimidate me, and he had this like sharp pencil in his hand, and he kept like pointing it at me. Fool. So I decided not to even tempt fate. I got off at the next stop, and yeah, the trains will run all night, but they take a long time to come in between. So I ended up having to wait like a half an hour for another train, but had to get away from that psycho. But that's not to say that small towns don't have their psychos too. I mean, Carla, what town you live in? I'm just teasing, Carla. Just teasing you. But seriously, don't mess with Carla. Yeah, it was weird. It was a weird kind of intimidation sort of thing, and I was just like, I was a little tipsy because we had been out to the fancy bars in New York City, and I just really did not. I was in a good mood, and I didn't want to ruin a good mood. So I said, let me just get off of this train and go, and I will wait for another one. Yeah, but that can happen anywhere, Carla, and it can happen to anybody. It just happened to be that particular girl on that particular it just but that can happen anywhere and it does happen and you know, that particular murder unfortunately was politicized by the right wing to, make it seem that to demonize immigrants and stuff. But also, just it's a whole thing. I'm not going to go into it, but yeah, it's a sad situation, but those things happen a lot more often and are underreported or not reported at all because they're not pretty girls or they're not or they have too much melanin in their skin for them to make it to the 6 o'clock news, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean. So, we can't make it seem like, big cities are dangerous because more often than not, they're not dangerous because there's so many people around that, what's depicted in the movies is so different than what actually happens. Many times I've walked through Boston, the city at night and never, ever, ever, ever had a problem, never. So, and although, Boston is a pretty safe city, but, we always have to keep in perspective what we are being told on the news about, oh, city and, you know, listen to how it's framed and do they discuss other situations that are similar but that happen in smaller places or less ethnic places. You know, there is what is that movie? It's the spoof of the Scream movies where not Regina King, what's her name? Fabulous actress. She's standing there and she's talking about, she goes, look at this. Another white girl fell down a well, and the news is all over it. It's like it's a whole point that she's making about how these incidents are covered. Like if you go and you look up, yes, I know what you did last summer. Yeah, you go look up missing people. Regina Hall. Thank you, Sal. Yes, love her. The girl from the ring comes out. She's like, look at this girl get water all over my floor. Sorry. Yeah, and you get these stories, um, and you look into missing people, and a lot of them are people of color, and they get if they don't get reported if they get reported at all, it's a miracle. Um, so we have to keep keep that perspective. But and see, there's sketchy teens everywhere. There's sketchy teen like when I went to stay with my friend in Winslow, Arizona, which is a podunk town on the mountains of Arizona. Yeah, there's sketchy people there too. Um, so you just got to be aware and know your surroundings. Yeah, Karen, you know what I'm talking about. Look at that. That's not too shabby. Now, just finish off the bottom. Here, we use some of this thinner paper here. It's almost 1 o'clock. Yes, Zal. I saw they're coming out with a new one. I can't wait because they're actually involved with this particular one. I don't believe the last couple they were involved in. The other thing is, I think we need to pay attention to what's going on in other parts of the United States, and not necessarily parts that are part of the 48 contiguous states. So, if you don't know what I mean, the 48 contiguous states do not include Alaska, Hawaii, and our territories like Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands, et cetera, et cetera. So, we have to pay attention to those places too. I don't think we pay enough attention to those places. Um, Stuff too that we should be paying attention to. Where it's the native ladies and the kids that don't get, yeah. There's a lot of the native population in this country. It's heartbreaking the way they've been treated, and the way they continue to be treated by our own government is just, it's abhorrent. It really truly is. And I speak of this country because that's what I know. I don't know about other places, but I speak of, here because this is what I know. Um, but like, who of you know that there's been an energy crisis in Puerto Rico for a long, long, long time? We didn't. If you watch the halftime show, though, there is a scene where the dancers and Bad Bunny are on light posts. So that is a nod to the issues they've had with electricity, rolling blackouts, and all that nonsense. Hi from Berlin. Oh, awesome. Thank you. I'm so glad to have you here in the chat. Much appreciated. Love that you're watching. Oh, it's 1 o'clock, guys. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna glue this last piece down. Let me get that gel print from earlier that I gotta pull that. Pull. And so we can see the long haul. It's the pull from the long haul from the last live stream. I know it's tough. All right, so let's get the edges up. Good, 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 good. We got some cool pieces to play with here because there was all kinds of stuff on the plate. So I figured let's take advantage and get it all up. Come on. Look at that. Isn't that cool? They are beautiful. Take care, Nancy. Thanks for hanging out. Ooh, she got sass, huh, Karen? I don't take naps anymore, Grammy. Girl, they take a nap. They you know when they need a nap though. Although I remember as a kid, my auntie would always that I spent a lot of time with would say, "Yeah, maybe take a nap or whatever," and I never would. I just don't. But um, oh my God, look at you guys! Look at that! How beautiful is that? Look at this side here where the colors mixed a little bit. It's so pretty. And the design that I used is um, Wrought Iron by Joan Marone over at pmartiststudio.com. So there we have it. Thank you guys for joining me today. You'll see me over there at the PM Artist Studio live. They go live at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Central. And I'll see you then, where I know P will be tweaking and a twerking, and Mariah will be there with her fabulous lipstick and beautiful hair and bubbly self, and we'll all be there hanging out. So thanks so much. Don't forget to hit that like button on your way out if you haven't. Love you guys. Hug yourself. Love yourself. Smile at a stranger. I will see you very soon. Bye.